the hill. It's not the outright heat of the day. It's 4. It's just cooled off. But it's gonna be hot. Just the way I like it. Always start walking this first section because it's steep. Don't want to overdo it. Got a long way to go. I'm experimenting with this tropical beard thing. Gets working, shades you from the cancer. Oh, running in a scorching desert. It's very nice though. Once you get your tan up, be in the sun all day. Being heat adapted is obviously opposite of being cold adapted. Cold adapted being just put on more clothes or work hard to warm up to stay warm if you're hiking a mountain or something. Being heat adapted, it's all about maintaining that top end or controlling it, because you can easily overheat and then you're done. So right now I'm in zone 3, 6, a little high for this speed. I was out in the sun all day already actually, but I generally don't talk to a camera while I'm going up the hill either. I try to keep it, oh wow, it's jumped up into 4. See, this is the whole like listen to your body thing. This corner is hot up here. My car coming. It's probably it's like probably 80 right now, 82. The other morning I came out and I was sitting low, zone 3, easy, cruising. Right now I'm bumping into 4 or 5. Just go, I mean, it's just how it is. Everyone likes to be a victim. I'd say my biggest victimhood would be that 215 pounds, 6'1". And then here, you know, I'm like a wannabe marathon runner. All the universe is going against me, but I persevere despite my less efficient heat coefficiency cooling system. The world is so unfair, but I'll persevere. I have gotten heat stroke several times though. Once for real. Couldn't drink coffee for a year after, and then lots of like little reminders. I drink your water, go in the shade, don't go run mountains in Hawaii in the fucking heat of the day. There's town. My dad was trying to tell me I was fat the other day. I was like, no way, it's just skin. He's like, oh no, look how fat you are. I'm like, Dad, you really think I'm fat? I was like, no, look, it's my body shape. First off, I got these hulking quads. I crank my hips forward with a swale back. Then I got this enormous lung volume. Pushes the diaphragm in my gut out. Because I'm this freaking cardiovascular engine. What do you think? He's like, no way, that's impossible. Whatever, Dad. He also thinks it's bad swimming around here. So whatever. Definitely got some higher heart rate issues going on. It's good. That's the other day I made it to the top. Zone 3 all the way. Easy. There I bumped right to mid-4 zone. And I'm not even halfway. And I think I'm going slow to talk to this camera. Am I getting burned? dogs up here that bark at you. Huge pimples. They're on a chain. Lord. Yipes. Oh my God. Hey. It's all good. You're good. The other day I was coming down near dark. And that big one like sprinted right into this chain. I was like, oh my God. There are a couple others up here I've seen driving. I've never seen them on foot. We'll see them today. Zone 4.8. Just spike in the heart rate coming up any hill. This is gonna be rough up here. It's 160. In cool temperatures, I was doing race pace right at 170, but racing right at halfway point, you crest over, pitch changes. It's vegetation, so a lot of times it's cooler uphill anyway, going of elevation wise, but you get into the trees a bit. At 20 minutes, the pitch of the mountain goes back, but the road pitch steepens because they can get away with going straight up basically. This zone is called the corkscrew. Hottest heat effort on the hill. I've done the Milolii drive a couple times down the flat. It was like 90. It's flat. This is up, so your heart rate's way more affected. I'm literally trying to go as slow as possible while maintaining pep in my step, i.e. running, but then slowly bring my heart rate down. Like I had the 4:1 there a minute ago, because the air is definitely cooled a few degrees. Interesting variable I threw into the mix. So I'm 3 weeks in. You gotta slowly get to the heat. But previously this fall, a friend named Nick Nielsen lent me a rowing machine. I started rowing for the first time ever on top of uphill treadmill. I set my treadmill at 10 degrees and then Zwifting. And I'll alternate half hour on each of those, sometimes all at once, here and there, whatever. Basically something every night for months. When I got here, my legs are definitely ready to go on the uphill. So the two things was the uphill treadmill and the rower. This is Heartbreak Hill stretch because it's relentless and it ends on this steep pitch. It's like 25 degrees or whatever. Heart rate 4.6. It'll dropped 4.3. Weird. Because you pitch over, it flattens out up here. Pitches off a little bit. This final stretch, we're like half a mile out. Yeah, thing is, training in the heat, even though when you initially get back to the cold, it feels cold. You know, your body's like adapting to opening all the blood vessels as much as possible to get rid of the heat, move the blood oxygen, so your exercise is more dictated by trying to not get heat stroke versus actual high cardio output. Or I should say the cardio output is artificially elevated because of the heat. When you go back to the cold, you no longer have to get rid of all that heat. You still have that cardio adapted openness. Get off the steeps and back relative flat. The pep, the horizontal distance in your step, it's just like magnified. The secret is not to just overdo hill climbing and slow leg speed. You have to keep your real running for actual leg speed. Actually, running downhill is good for artificial leg speed. So you can work on the actual mechanics without the cardio end of it. We're almost to the top, in case you're wondering. This half marathon I ever did was immediately after spending a winter here running this hill basically 5 days a week. And I got back to Alaska in June and it worked out for me. The thing about running races, it's all relative to you. You're only competing against yourself. There's always someone faster. All you can do is be the best you can on the day given, which is why Strava races are so tricky, because you can always pick the day. And then it's up to you, and you alone. So we're sitting right on 4-5 zone. Way cooler up here. I'll feel like I'm dying of heat stroke. Here's my finish. This is my Strava section. No one's ever done it except me. It's kind of funny. Now we have to go down, back into the heat. My eyes pinpointed. We got a long way to go. 3.5 miles to the top. 7 miles. So it's 6.6 round trip. That feels good. Heart rate immediately drops. Like 3.5. Love running downhill. People say it makes your knees hurt. Knees only hurt because your quads aren't strong enough to keep your patella ligaments in line. So they're getting all smashed apart. Yeah, that would hurt. There's some rowing, biking, and uphill running. But you gotta go downhill too. A lot of people at Alyeska like just run up the hill and ride down the tram. It's very lopsided workout. Heart rate zone 2.8. Feeling great. Ear cotton mouth. I chugged a huge coffee. Huge black coffee before coming out the door. What that does is get your system prepped for, I mean, I know it's a diuretic, but you drink water all day, it counteracts that anyway. But the caffeine and the heat gets your sweat going. So you're like rolling straight into sweat for, you know, whatever that's worth. We got the dogs. I don't want them to bark at me. Oh my God. You hear that? Giant angry pit bull wants to get me. Almost there. Hour 10. Sunset. Perfect. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button.